Have you ever wondered if there's more to life than what meets the eye? If you've ever felt a strange feeling washing over you, then this may be a sign your third eye has been activated. However, many individuals go through life never knowing that their third eye has been activated, unable to enjoy the immense benefits it offers. So, let's go over the 9 strange experiences that indicate the activation of your third eye. Chapter 1. The Realm of Dreams and Visions. Dreams have always been a subject of fascination and mystery. Cultures across the world, from ancient Egyptians to Native Americans, have revered dreams as messages from the divine or windows into another realm of existence. In the context of the third eye, dreams take on a more vivid and symbolic nature. They are not just random scenes from your day or repressed desires, but are believed to be revelations about your life path, spiritual guidance, or deep truths being unearthed from your subconscious. Consider the philosophy of Carl Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist who delved deep into the significance of dreams. Jung introduced the concept of the collective unconscious, a kind of universal databank of human experiences and archetypes shared among people. When your third eye is opening, it's as if you have gained access to this vast repository, and your dreams become the language through which this knowledge is communicated. You might dream of symbols like spiraling staircases, light emanating from darkness, or eyes wide open watching. These symbols are not mere figments, but are imbued with meaning about your spiritual awakening. Visions, on the other hand, can occur while you are wide awake. They are like overlays on the reality you perceive every day, giving you glimpses of other dimensions or deeper truths. These visions might come to you as flashes during meditation, moments of intuition, or even when you're simply relaxing. They are often brief yet profound, leaving you with a sense of awe and sometimes urgency. The third eye's visions can also be a bridge to the wisdom of ancient philosophies. Plato, the Greek philosopher, spoke of the allegory of the cave, where reality was not what the prisoners saw in the shadows, but what existed outside the cave. Similarly, the visions seen through the third eye reveal the deeper layers of reality, pulling you out of the cave of your own limited perceptions. Encountering vivid dreams and visions can be unsettling at first. It's like stepping into a world where the rules of physics no longer apply, and everything you understood about your reality is turned on its head. This is where the journey becomes fascinating, for each dream and each vision offers a puzzle piece of your spiritual growth and understanding. To navigate this stage, it's helpful to keep a dream journal. Documenting your dreams and visions can help you connect the dots over time, revealing themes and guidance that might not be evident at first glance. Reflecting on these can provide invaluable insights into your personal and spiritual development. Chapter 2. Time Warping. As we delve further into the intriguing signs of the third eye's activation, another curious phenomenon that often emerges is time warping. This isn't about time travel in the conventional sense, but rather an altered perception of how time flows. Some moments may stretch endlessly, while others pass in a blink. Understanding this phenomenon not only deepens our journey into spiritual awakening, but also connects us with ancient beliefs and modern theories about the nature of time. Imagine sitting quietly, perhaps meditating or simply resting, and suddenly feeling as though time has slowed down around you. The sounds of birds chirping slow to a melodious hum, the movement of the sun across the sky seems to pause, and every detail around you becomes incredibly vivid. Conversely, during busy moments you might find that time speeds up and hours pass like minutes. These experiences suggest that your perception of time is becoming more fluid, influenced by something beyond the standard tick-tock of the physical world's clocks. This experience of time warping is not new. It echoes through the corridors of various philosophies and spiritual teachings. In Buddhism, the concept of time is fluid and non-linear, viewed as part of the illusory nature of the world. Hindu philosophy also offers insights with its concept of kala, where time is not just a measure of moments, but a vast canvas of creation and destruction that governs existence itself. Modern physics too touches on this with theories like Einstein's relativity, which suggests that time is not an absolute but varies with the observer's speed and the gravitational field they are in. Although we're not traveling at the speed of light during these third-eye experiences, the parallel lies in the realization that time is not as fixed and immutable as it appears. How does one integrate this strange experience into everyday life? First, it's essential to observe without attachment. When you notice time bending, take a moment to reflect on your state of mind and emotions. Are you particularly stressed, relaxed, or deeply engrossed in something? Observing these patterns can provide insights into how your inner states are linked to your perception of time. It's also useful to note these experiences in a journal, similar to the dream journal suggested previously. Over time, you may begin to see patterns or triggers that help you understand not just when, but why time seems to warp. Experiencing time warping can be a sign that you are tapping into a deeper, more interconnected consciousness. It suggests that your awareness is expanding beyond the usual limits of the physical senses. This can be an invitation to explore spiritual practices more deeply, such as meditation, which can help stabilize and understand these experiences. The activation of the third eye invites you to view time not just as a linear sequence to be followed, but as a fluid, expansive element of your spiritual landscape. This can transform how you live your life, making you more mindful of the present and less anxious about the race against time. Chapter 3: Heightened Senses. As we continue our exploration into the activation of the third eye, another profound experience many report is the sudden enhancement of their senses. This heightened sensory perception can touch all 5 traditional senses: sight, hearing, taste, smell, and touch, transforming ordinary experiences into something extraordinary. This sensory amplification not only deepens one's connection to the immediate environment, but also opens up new layers of perception. This sensory awakening brings us to the concept of Maya, often referred to as the veil of illusion. In many spiritual traditions, particularly in Hinduism and Buddhism, Maya represents the deceptive appearance of the phenomenal world. Through the heightened senses activated by the third eye, individuals may begin to perceive the subtle fabric of Maya that overlays reality. This perception challenges and shifts our conventional understanding of the world around us. The concept of Maya suggests that what we perceive through our ordinary senses is merely a filtered version of a much larger, more complex reality. By enhancing sensory perception, the third eye offers a glimpse beyond this veil, revealing a more intricate interplay of energy and consciousness. This can lead to a profound realization that the material world we interact with daily is not the ultimate reality, but rather a limited and distorted perception of a much broader, interconnected existence. In navigating through the veil of Maya, one gains insight into the true nature of being and the interconnectedness of all things. This understanding fosters a deeper empathy towards others and a more harmonious relationship with the environment as the artificial separations imposed by the veil begin to dissolve. It is through this enlightened perception that one may find the path to true spiritual liberation, transcending the illusions that bind us to suffering and misconception. If you find your senses heightened, it's important to cultivate this gift mindfully. Practices like mindful walking, where you deliberately pay attention to each of your senses in turn, can help you integrate and understand these new levels of perception. This practice not only enhances your enjoyment of the moment, but also helps stabilize your experiences so they don't become overwhelming. Another effective technique is meditation focused on sensory inputs. This can involve concentrating on a single sense at a time or becoming fully immersed in the sensory experiences around you without attachment or judgment. This kind of practice can help you manage the intensity of your perceptions while also drawing deeper spiritual insights from them. While heightened senses can be delightful, they can also be challenging. Everyday noises might seem too loud or smells too strong. Here, the practice of grounding is invaluable. Techniques such as grounding meditations, spending time in nature, or even engaging in physical activities like yoga can help balance your sensory input with your physical body's needs. Chapter 4. Sudden life changes. Many individuals encounter sudden and sometimes drastic changes in their life circumstances. These changes, whether in relationships, career, or personal growth, are often profound and can feel as if the universe itself is directing the course of events. Imagine one day you feel a strong urge to change your job, end a long-term relationship, or move to a new city. Decisions that seem to come from a deeper place of knowing, beyond mere dissatisfaction or wanderlust. This is typical of those experiencing third eye activation, where the changes align with a higher purpose or the true self that you are just beginning to understand. From a philosophical viewpoint, Friedrich Nietzsche's concept of becoming who you are resonates deeply here. Nietzsche encouraged embracing change and hardship as essential to the development of one's character and individuality. In the context of the third eye, such life changes are seen as existential imperatives, pushing you towards authenticity and self-realization. Navigating these sudden shifts requires resilience and openness. One effective approach is to practice mindfulness and maintain a journal where you can reflect on these changes, their impacts, and your feelings about them. This not only helps in making sense of the upheaval, but also in recognizing patterns that may be guiding you towards your true path. Although sudden life changes can be disruptive and challenging, they often lead to a more fulfilling path aligned with one's deeper values and purpose. They force you to question the status quo and assess what truly matters in your life. Such introspection can lead to a more authentic existence, one that resonates with the core of your being. Chapter 5. Feeling detached from reality. One of the more disconcerting experiences associated with the activation of the third eye is the sensation of feeling detached from reality. This detachment can serve as a profound catalyst for deeper understanding and spiritual growth. This sense of detachment echoes the teachings of many spiritual traditions and philosophies that encourage a broader perspective on life. In Hindu philosophy, this is akin to witnessing life from the standpoint of the Atman, the soul, which is eternally detached from the transient world. Similarly, Stoic philosophy teaches the value of distinguishing between what we can control and what we cannot, encouraging a form of emotional detachment that enables resilience and clarity. The phenomenon of detachment not only provides a means to navigate life's complexities with a more measured response, but also connects us to some of the most enduring lessons encapsulated in parables across various cultures. Among the most instructive is the Buddhist parable of the raft. In this story, the Buddha tells his followers a simple yet profound tale. A man traveling along a path comes to a great expanse of water. With no way around and no bridge in sight, he constructs a raft from fallen branches and reeds. Carefully, he crosses the dangerous waters, using the makeshift raft to safely reach the other side. Once across, he thinks to himself, "This raft has served me well. Should I not carry it with me as I continue my journey?" However, after some consideration, he realizes that carrying the raft would only encumber him. Instead, he chooses to leave the raft behind, continuing his journey unburdened. The Buddha uses this story to impart the lesson of detachment, not just from physical objects, but from beliefs, practices, and even thoughts that serve us well at one stage of our lives, but may become hindrances at another. This parable resonates deeply with the concept of feeling detached from reality, as it suggests that our attachments, whether they are material, mental, or emotional, should not define or restrict us. Rather, they should serve as tools to navigate the vicissitudes of life, to be let go when their purpose is fulfilled. This newfound detachment can significantly reduce stress and anxiety, as you no longer react impulsively to every circumstance. Instead, you gain the ability to respond with calmness and clear judgment. It offers a perspective where life's challenges are seen as temporary and not as definitive of one's entire existence. Moreover, this detachment can lead to greater compassion. By observing without attachment, you can better understand the struggles of others without becoming emotionally overwhelmed, allowing you to help effectively and wisely. Chapter 6. Sudden Knowledge. As we continue our exploration of the signs indicating the activation of the third eye, another intriguing experience is the sudden influx of knowledge. Understanding complex concepts, solutions or truths seemingly out of nowhere. This phenomenon can feel like a light bulb turning on in your mind, illuminating ideas and insights with extraordinary clarity. Imagine experiencing moments when information or understanding just clicks into place without prior study or contemplation. You might suddenly grasp a philosophical concept, understand a mathematical theorem, or receive intuitive knowledge about a situation or a person. This isn't just about intellectual knowledge. It often encompasses deep, intuitive wisdom that connects disparate ideas into a coherent whole. Throughout history, many great thinkers and mystics have reported experiences of sudden, profound knowledge. Archimedes' famous exclamation, "Eureka!" upon discovering a method to determine the volume of an object while taking a bath is one such example. In spiritual traditions, this is often seen as a direct transmission of wisdom from a divine source or the universal consciousness, bypassing the slower, more laborious processes of regular learning. In philosophical terms, this can be likened to Plato's theory of recollection, which suggests that learning is essentially an act of remembering what the soul already knows. This concept ties beautifully with the idea of the third eye, providing a gateway to knowledge that transcends time and space, rooted in the belief that all souls are interconnected and have access to universal truth. When you experience these flashes of insight, it's important to document and reflect upon them. Keeping a journal can be immensely helpful, as it allows you to record these insights and ponder their meanings and implications over time. This practice not only validates your experiences, but also helps integrate this knowledge into your daily life. Chapter 7. Hearing your inner voices. An experience that markedly shifts one's internal landscape is the emergence of inner voices. These are not the familiar streams of consciousness that routinely fill one's mind, nor are they echoes of past interactions. Instead, they represent a profound connection to an inner wisdom, guiding and advising from a place of deep intuition. When the third eye opens, it often brings with it an enhancement of the inner dialogue. This can manifest as hearing advice or receiving guidance that seems to come from a deeper, wiser part of oneself. For some, this might feel like connecting with a spiritual guide. For others, it's akin to tapping into a well of ancient knowledge that resides within. This experience is fundamentally different from the everyday self-talk that people are accustomed to. It's richer and more insightful, providing clarity in moments of confusion and direction when at a crossroads. Those who experience this often describe it as having a mentor who knows them intimately and cares deeply about their growth and well-being. The notion of inner voices has intrigued philosophers and spiritual thinkers for centuries. Socrates, the classical Greek philosopher, spoke of his daimonion, a divine voice that he claimed guided him throughout his life, particularly steering him away from actions that would not be wise or just. This concept mirrors the role of the inner voices heard when the third eye is active, suggesting a universal thread connecting human experience across time and cultures. Engaging with these inner voices involves more than just listening. It requires a discerning ear. It's vital to distinguish between the helpful guidance these voices offer and the regular chatter of the ego or subconscious fears and desires. Meditation and reflective practices can sharpen this discernment, helping individuals recognize the profound guidance these voices offer. The integration of this inner guidance into one's daily life can be transformative. It often leads to decisions that are more aligned with one's true path and purpose, encouraging actions that not only benefit the individual, but also the greater good. People find that these voices can be particularly clear during moments of quiet contemplation or activities that naturally induce a meditative state, such as art, music, or being in nature. The emergence of these voices is a hallmark of a deeper spiritual connection and self-awareness. It signifies a breaking away from the superficial layers of personality and ego, venturing into the depths of the true self. As these voices become an integrated part of one's life, they foster a sense of peace and confidence. Decisions no longer stem from a place of doubt or fear, but are influenced by a clear, wise voice within. Chapter 8. Sense of empathy and compassion. One of the most transformative signs of the third eye's activation is the deepening of empathy and compassion. As the third eye opens, there is not just a shift in how one perceives the world, but also in how one connects with others. This enhanced empathy allows for a profound understanding of the emotions and experiences of those around you, bridging gaps between individuals and fostering a sense of universal connection. Empathy, in the context of the third eye, goes beyond merely sensing others' feelings. It involves an intuitive understanding of their emotional states, challenges, and even their deeper needs. This connection is not limited by the superficial aspects of personality or social identity, but reaches into the core essence of others. It is as if you can feel what others are feeling, not as an observer, but as if those emotions were your own. Compassion flows naturally from this deep empathy. It is the emotional response to the suffering of others, coupled with a desire to help alleviate it. This isn't just about feeling sorry for someone, it's an active, profound inclination to improve their situation. When the third eye is active, compassion becomes not just a reaction but a calling. It propels individuals to take meaningful actions that can help relieve the pains and burdens of others. This heightened empathy and compassion can dramatically transform personal relationships. Interactions become more meaningful and less about the superficial exchanges of everyday life. Conflicts may decrease as understanding deepens, and forgiveness often becomes easier. The relationships forged under the influence of this expanded empathy are typically deeper, more genuine, and enduring. The implications of enhanced empathy and compassion extend beyond personal relationships. On a broader scale, it can lead to a more humane approach in areas such as business, education, and politics. Leaders who operate from a place of deep empathy and compassion are more likely to consider the welfare of all, leading to decisions and policies that support the greater good. Chapter 9. Consciousness is beyond your physical body. The culmination of the third eye's awakening is often experienced as an expansion of consciousness beyond the physical confines of the body. This profound experience transcends ordinary perception, offering a glimpse into the interconnectedness of all life and the universe. It's a sensation that defies the usual boundaries of space and self, suggesting a deeper cosmic reality where personal identity merges with a greater existence. Those who experience this expansion often describe it as feeling at one with the universe, or as if their self-awareness has spread out to touch the edges of existence. It can come during moments of deep meditation in nature, or even spontaneously during everyday activities. Suddenly the chatter of the mind quiets, the ego dissolves, and what remains is a serene awareness of being part of something much larger and more profound than the individual self. This sensation of oneness with the universe is a hallmark of many spiritual traditions. Mystics and sages from diverse cultures have spoken of this realization as the ultimate truth of human existence. In Hindu philosophy, this is akin to experiencing Brahman, the ultimate reality that pervades all things. In mystical branches of Christianity and Islam, similar states are described, where the soul experiences union with the divine, transcending individual existence. Living from a place of expanded consciousness can have practical applications in everyday life. It can enhance creativity as ideas seem to flow from a universal source. It can improve empathy and communication in relationships as one feels more deeply connected to others. It can also drive a commitment to environmental and social justice issues, spurred by a palpable sense of connection to the planet and its inhabitants. Maintaining this state of expanded consciousness requires regular spiritual practice and reflection. Techniques that nurture this state include deep meditation, spending time in nature, engaging in creative activities that focus on flow and expression, and continuous learning about spiritual traditions and philosophies. While this concludes our video on the strange experiences indicating the activation of your third eye, it is truly just the beginning of a lifelong journey of spiritual exploration and growth. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.